In the hushed hours before dawn, a solitary envelope slipped silently beneath the door of apartment 12B. It bore no return address, no stamp, only the name Daniel H., scrawled in thick black ink, slightly smudged. The scent of the envelope was oddly metallic, reminiscent of old coins and dust, stirring a sense of unease within Daniel Harper as he picked it up from the floor. Daniel, a 34-year-old freelance photographer, had hoped to find inspiration in his new home on the east side of Boston. Instead, his life had become a monotonous cycle of editing photos, responding to emails, and indulging in old noir films with a cheap bottle of beer. Yet, since moving into 12B 2 months ago, strange occurrences had begun to unfold. He turned the envelope over, revealing a plain red wax seal with a simple circle pressed onto the flap. For a moment, he hesitated, uncertainty gnawing at him. What could it possibly hold? With a mix of trepidation and curiosity, he opened it, revealing a single sheet of yellowed paper, typewritten and unevenly spaced. "You took something that was never yours. Return it before Friday, or you'll lose more than your sleep," it read, the words echoing ominously in the silence of his apartment. Daniel froze. He had not stolen anything, at least not that he could recall. But as he pondered the note, doubt began to creep in. The next morning, the message haunted him. He rifled through every drawer and closet in his apartment, searching for something, anything, that might reveal what he had taken. And then, on his work desk, he stumbled upon a black and white photograph he didn't remember taking. It lay face down, and upon flipping it over, his heart raced as he recognized the hallway outside his door. There, shrouded in shadows, was a figure, tall and cloaked, time-stamped at exactly 2:13 a.m. That evening, Daniel vented his fears to Leah Porter, a journalist and his closest friend. "Leah, you're not going to believe this," he exclaimed, recounting the envelope, the note, and the photograph. Leah's brow furrowed with concern as she absorbed his words. "You need to be careful, Daniel. Someone might be messing with you." Haunted by Leah's warnings, Daniel spent the night in restless turmoil. At 2:10 a.m., the familiar soft footsteps echoed again in the hallway. Grabbing his camera, he waited by the door, heart thumping against his ribs. The footsteps stopped just outside, and then came a faint scratching, like metal on wood. With a rush of adrenaline, he flung the door open, revealing an empty hallway, save for a small brass key glinting on the floor, attached to a tag that read B04. Despite his fear, curiosity lured him toward the basement he had never dared to explore. The air grew colder as he descended the narrow, dimly lit staircase, where the scent of mold and oil hung thickly. When he found the door marked B04, the key fit perfectly. Inside was a dusty storage room, shelves lined with boxes, but what caught his eye was a large wooden chest at the center, locked tight. Praying for answers, he pried it open, and within lay stacks of black and white photographs, each depicting faces of tenants in the building, including Leah, and even an image of himself sleeping in his own bed, dated just 2 nights ago. A chilling realization washed over him as he discovered a leather-bound notebook at the bottom. The first page bore the inscription, "The watcher must record but never be seen." Below it, in his own handwriting, was a note that sent shivers down his spine. "Do not forget what you promised." Panic surged through him as he staggered up the stairs, his heart racing. At 3:07 a.m., a message pinged on his phone. "You opened the chest." "You shouldn't have." The lights flickered, and the envelope vanished from the coffee table, replaced by a suffocating emptiness. The next day, Leo returned, only to find Daniel's apartment empty. His belongings had disappeared, and on the table lay another envelope, this one addressed to her. Trembling, she picked it up, the familiar red seal pressing down upon her like a weight. Meanwhile, Daniel, now trapped in a cycle of his own making, had unknowingly become the latest occupant of the apartment that had claimed so many before him. As he delivered the second envelope to Mrs. Lynn, a knowing smile graced her lips. "You're not the first Daniel Harper. "You're just the latest one the building chose," she whispered, sealing his fate. As the days passed, the building welcomed a new tenant, a quiet, middle-aged woman who loved photography. She found the brass key on the windowsill, its tag labeled B04. Unbeknownst to her, a faint scratching sound began in the walls, heralding the start of another cycle, while down in the basement, the red-sealed envelope waited patiently atop the old wooden chest, marked once again with the name D. Harper.